Dear ladies and gentlemen and respected jury and judges of Dada Palke Film Awards. First of all, we cordially thank you for choosing us for this nomination category. I would love to share certain insights about this interesting movie called Manaroopa, and I'm really feeling honored for being a part of this. I'm the music composer of this cinema. So there's very interesting subject. The subject talks about existential nihilism. It talks about deep web, dark web. It talks about the internal psychological aspects of today's youngsters, this generation youngsters, and how are they getting influenced about this underhood of web and internet and everything. So it's an interesting movie which was totally shot in Western Ghats. It's exactly shot in the southern part of India, in a place called Sirsi. That is where the Ghats section starts, and the movie starts with friends after their college days. They are joining together as a get-together trip, and they get lost in the jungle. So this is the story of the cinema. Well, it's more interesting, in fact. So you have to watch the movie to get the entire aspects to enjoy the cinema. When the director, Mr. Kiran Hegde, approached me for music, he was very clear about the sound, what he wanted. He wanted a totally different tone for this, which was exclusively done for this movie. Because first of all, this movie was entirely shot in forest ranges, and he wanted a tone just for the forest. So something like a leitmotif, which was only done for the forest. And he wanted characterization themes, as I told you, the leitmotifs for all the characters, especially the villainous characters. And he also wanted a theme for the entire mood of the cinema. And he is a very big film buff, and he has got a wonderful ideology about the world movies. So he was very clear about it. As we had gone ahead working on this movie, we had a lot of opportunity for live instrumentation. So I got an opportunity to work on a lot of live instruments. We used a lot of Celtic instruments, winds and brasses. We used a lot of Aboriginal instruments. Like since this movie talks about the narcissistic approach, it was a little challenging for me to work on the musical aspects of it, as the movie needed a different tone. It needed different sounds because of the characters of the cinema. The entire cinema was shot in the forest backdrop. That is the most important thing. So I had to say three-way approach. One is I need to musically talk about the ambience, the forest and everything, the geographical aspects of the cinema, and I need to tell the story through music of the artists, and the roles have been played. And the third thing is the entire mood of the cinema, which is more darker and deeper. I have used a very rare instruments which has not been used for quite a long in the Indian cinema for the background of this. We used a lot of Celt and Aboriginal instrumentations for this. We used a lot of African and Armenian instruments for this. And we also had an opportunity to specially design certain sounds which was more exclusive for this. The tone of the movie needed a lot of instrumentation. It needed live instruments, and it needed a lot of synthesized tone to talk about the eeriness of the movie. So we had designed special tones for it, and we also tracked a lot of instruments. We tracked a lot of Celt instruments, and we also tracked a lot of Aboriginal woody, windy instruments. It was a very nice and interesting approach. And if you look at this movie has got a lot of leitmotifs. Like we set a tune in the sense like we actually worked on thematic elements for every character, and also as a whole we also worked on thematic element for the forest, because the forest is considered as one of the most important characters in this movie. It has got a lot of interesting factors to it. Hope you would enjoy it. Have a watch through. Thank you.